It's 2022, and it seems that everywhere you go, everybody has AirPods in their ears. It is the most recent form of technology used to listen to music. But where was the birth of music? How did people listen to music back in the day? Music is a way for culture and media to intersect and become one. So who do we owe this gratitude to?
You're listening to WJHS 91.5 The Eagle. Welcome to Media in the Making, a podcast where we look at the evolution of media from 1600 all the way to present day 2022. In this podcast series, we ask, how have different forms of media evolved and changed culture? Media in the Making, where media and culture are always changing. Now, let's take a step back in time.
The MP3 player is more commonly known as the iPod or Walkman, but the roots of this piece of media are much more humble. This piece of media was the way everyone listened to music. The MP3 format made large digital audio files relatively small and easy to pass across the internet that was largely accessed via a slow dial-up connection. The creation of the audio format itself was in South Korea by Sahin Industries. Since this audio format was relatively small, it was the marquee choice for sports broadcasting since it saved money. This popularity would be short-lived in the commercial setting, as a new format, AAC, would dominate this setting as it was a higher quality audio format. The rise of this new AAC format seemed to be the cause of the once popular MP3 format's demise. Apple came swooping in to save this piece of technology and instill it in our culture with the creation of the iPod. The iPod seemed to be the new generation of music consumption. It took the MP3 to a whole new level. This new level impacted culture in ways that we still experience today. Music has shaped cultures and societies around the world and has been passed down from generation to generation. It has the power to alter one's mood, change perceptions, and inspire change.
While everyone has a personal relationship with music, its effects on the culture around us may not be immediately apparent, but the MP3 player made this way more accessible. The MP3 player, in my opinion, has affected culture and the music industry in 4 ways: physical versus digital media, piracy, album sales, and subscriptions. First, the MP3 player has sped the decline of physical media, such as store-bought records and CDs. Consumers now purchase their music digitally, so they can listen to them on their computers and MP3 players. Since 2011, revenue from sales of digital music has surpassed that from sales of CDs and other physical media. This is not bad news for the industry, as distribution costs for digital music tracks are far less, making the venture much more profitable, and the surge in digital music purchases is allowing the industry as a whole to grow again. Secondly, while the tradition of trading music has existed since the days of vinyl and cassette tapes, digital music made piracy much more convenient and anonymous than it had previously been. File sharing networks allow internet users to trade digital music quite easily with anybody in the world. It is completely legal to make an MP3 copy of a CD that you own, but it is not legal to share those files with others. The Record Industry Association of America claims that piracy costs the industry millions per year, a direct effect of the MP3 player.
Third, when music was only available on physical media like records, cassettes, and CDs, there was a bigger focus on the album versus the individual song. Digital music sales are much more singles-based, and consumers can pick and choose what songs they like without having to purchase an entire album. Thus, sales revenue in digital music singles is a much bigger percentage of the overall digital music sales when compared to the sales of singles on physical media. Lastly, the spiritual successors to subscription services are online services like Spotify, Pandora, and Apple Music. Instead of a gimmick to get you to purchase early on, these sites provide access to their entire music catalog at a set monthly price. The MP3 will always have a place in culture as long as we indulge in music.
Media in the Making is brought to you by WJHS 91.5 and the Eagle Tech Academy Mass Media classes. Media in the Making, teaching you about the evolution of media throughout history and its effects on culture. For more from the students, this podcast series is on the 91.5 website, wjhs915.org. Thank you for joining us.